This is Real to Real going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, welcome to the 31st edition of Real to Real, presented by Lubbock ISD TV. I'm Lily Tony, a junior from Lubbock High.
And I'm Carson Ward, a junior from Coronado. Lily, I was looking at the rundown for the show, and we have a lot in store.
Yes, we do. And like we always do, we start off with some local news here in Lubbock ISD TV. HEB partnered with Lubbock ISD for Earth Month. 10 campuses took part in HEB's school plastic bag recycling program. Altogether, they collected more than 102,000 bags, and Smith Elementary took the title of top bag collector.
We are extremely grateful to HEB. They're a wonderful partner, and it's just wonderful that they are involved in education and they understand how important it is to bring schools in this effort to help teach our children the importance of taking care of our environment.
Yeah. So actually this is a small fraction of what's being collected across the state. There's over 600 schools across the state of Texas participating and making sure that we help the environment and really do what we can to reduce our footprint.
That's awesome. Into the middle school ranks, 8th graders at McKenzie Middle School took on TV production during a recent Lunch and Learn event. Our very own teachers from Lubbock ISD TV shared details about the AV program, and then students took part in a short newscast, hosting, running cameras, and directing the show themselves. In fact, a good amount of them told us that they were interested in our program, and so this won't be the last Lunch and Learn for Lubbock ISD TV.
And I can't wait to meet them next year. Now, to the home of the Rams, Ramirez Elementary 4th graders have all been learning about how to express emotion. They have been doing this in a unique way. They have been expressing themselves during their special classes, such as expressing yourself through art, work, music, languages, and even body movements in PE. And after learning all of that, they taught the 1st graders what they learned.
We were reading the book that we made to them about emotions, joy, anger, fear, and sadness and disgust.
And why is it important to read with your 1st grade friends about those?
For they could relate and see what emotion they're going through.
My favorite part was when they got to relate with me. So, for example, lots of them were like, oh yeah, that happens to me all the time, and like, oh, my mom took away my game for a year, or I got a bad grade on my test, stuff like that. And just seeing them and how happy they are, it's very nice to look back.
Kindergartners at Overton Elementary learned about a number of community helpers over the past few weeks. To round out their lesson, Lubbock Mayor Trey Payne visited campus to share what his job as mayor entails. Mayor Payne also read a special book to students and answered their questions.
Discussing community helpers in our social study unit, and we were wrapping up the unit, and so what better way than to have the mayor of this great city that we live in come and close off with our students on work hard, listen to your teachers, get that education that you need, and if you put your mind to it, you could be anything when you grow up. What I hope my students learn is that with hard work, grit, and determination, you can be anything that you want to be and be a productive citizen in one's community.
That looked like a fun lesson.
It really did. Now, Lily, just a few weeks back, we were assigned our own beats.
Beats give us a focus on what our story should be about, and today we're going to showcase one beat story and one beat interview.
Yes, and we start with our interview. Our own Sienna Villa has sat down with our own chief of police. Let's take a look.
Well, I'll tell you, we're action-packed. Even though we're police for the school district, we keep very, very busy. You know, we have officers almost at every campus all the time, you know, and unfortunately, you know, we have to make arrests. And so I have to verify those arrests. I have to make sure that they're good arrests, that we're not violating somebody's civil rights. And then at other times, I'm going to meetings and discussing our future, of how we're going to grow the department, how we're going to continue to protect the students and the staff and provide that environment for learning.
Being in LISD more different than being just in regular Lubbock?
It is more different, but it's all the same in the end, because we have just the same powers, as much authorities as the Lubbock Police Department has. You know, we're police officers, and we can make arrests, we can get in pursuits, we can work investigations. However, our job here is mostly is to protect the campus. When you call it a career, the friends that you made, the relationships that you established, that's what kind of thing that makes the difference for me. I can tell you that law enforcement is still a wonderful career. You know, we do get some bad rap, and some of that is self-inflicted. You know, we did it to ourselves, and I say we've got some bad apples. That happens. But we're learning from those, and we're getting better every day, and the job is still the best adventure you'll ever do.
Work by Sienna. I helped her film that project, and Chief Mendoza was great to us. We can't thank him enough.
That's awesome to hear, but that's going to do it for the first block of the show.
Yes, it is, and we can't wait to show you what's next on Reel to Reel. We had 2 big Division I athletes signing this week, and our track and field athletes are shining.
But first, we continue our news story series, Anytime, Any Beat. So make sure to stay with us. We will be right back with that and more coming up after this short break.
Hi, I'm Max Kinser, and I have until Bella fills up her water bottle to tell you about LISD TV. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can find our videos on our YouTube channel, or we're always streaming on cable channel 12. We stream sports such as football, baseball, basketball, and volleyball, which your students are competing in. We produce fun, engaging, and above all professional content that you can tune in to see what's going on in our district and beyond.
Were you guys filming something?
For most people, the end of the year means burnout, but not here at Lubbock ISD TV. We're still going strong.
What time is it?
We're late! Oh, Caleb, come on!
Okay, we're going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Reel to Reel. I'm your host and anchor, Caleb Galbraith. It's great to see all of you again.
At Lubbock ISD TV, we're always trying to stay ahead of the curve. And that's why we're so excited about the new Anchor Cam.
Hello, and welcome into Reel to Reel. I'm Jared Owens.
And I'm Ethan Martina. Hey, Jared. We start out our fun fact of the day.
We think it would give our viewers an inside look on what we're seeing.
Did you know the first independent school district in Lubbock County was formed April 14, 1907, at a 10-mile radius which included the town of Lubbock?
We might have just changed the broadcast game.
Jared.
And just when you think our show couldn't get any cooler.
Welcome back to Reel with hosts Lily Tony and Carson Ward. Weather with Abigail Garcia. Sports, Naomi Spears. And Trending Now with Micah Pappas. Now back to the desk as we continue our 31st episode of Reel to Reel.
After a short commercial break, we are back here on Reel to Reel, episode 31. And Lily, you ready to keep the show rolling?
I am. You know, Carson, when you're wanting to get photos taken of you, you want a kind photographer.
You really do. And Abigail Garcia is about to show us that there is a Talkington graduate that's in college now, showing kindness and capturing everyone's biggest moments.
70% of students work while enrolled in college.
I'm taking 18 hours at school, so that means 6 classes. I work 10 to 12-hour shifts overnight too, so balancing all of that and also having like a social life has been a little difficult.
However, this percentage, according to Google, drops to about 17% for how many own their own business. And, you know, that's what makes this couple so unique.
So I started my photography business in August of 2022, right when I first started college. It was hard, for sure. At the beginning, like, the money and the time and the patience that I've put into this. There was a couple of months where I wasn't booked at all, and now I'm completely booked out for the month of April.
They were pretty easy to,
DM, she'd answer right away. I just like, hey, like I'd like to do a photo shoot. She was like, perfect. Like when, where, I have some ideas. It was just really easy going through them.
A lot of my friends were actually doing it, and she is relatively really cheap, and her photos come back really good, really fast. And so like being able to see my friends' pictures and how good they were, I was like, wow, I really want like that level of photos like for my senior pictures.
It's a big stepping stone, and it's a big moment in people's lives, and you want good pictures to like capture that moment. You know? Now I call myself a senior photographer and a portrait photographer. Most of my seniors have been Talkington girls. Eventually I want to spread and go out to the other high schools, but I've noticed that not a lot of people remember Talkington. So I was like, I'm gonna get my girls some good pictures.
Great work by Abby.
I agree. Hey Carson, do you know what's being discussed across the world?
I really don't.
Well, let's inform you and our audience as we send it over to Micah Pappas as he joins us now on the Trending Now set. Micah?
Thanks so much. I'm Micah Pappas, and have you ever wondered what's trending? Well, don't worry. I have all the answers for you right now in our favorite segment of the show, Trending Now. Here to watch a guy in a chair and a curious bear give each other a scare. In North Carolina, that's what David Oppenheimer says happened as he was chilling in his Asheville porch. A curious black bear wandered up, and in a humorous event caught on camera, the pair appeared to startle each other, prompting the uninvited guest to scamper off. Thankfully, the scene wasn't grisly. See what I did there? A starting scene had a happy ending in Colorado Springs, thanks to firefighters who worked to free 4 dogs trapped in a storm drain. You can hear barking from the drain gate after firefighters say the dogs entered the steep drain system while chasing a critter and were unable to climb back out. The owner called 911 and the crew members freed the 4 pups. And no one appeared scared, more confused by their interactions with these robotic trash cans in New York City. It was all a part of a study by Cornell University researchers to see how people would treat roboticized everyday objects. These cans were rolled remotely by researchers observing the interactions, which ranged from warm to wary.
That's freaking creepy.
The research could potentially be used to inform future robotic studies, but why trash cans? One researcher said, "Are you kidding? It's New York, you have to do trash." And speaking of New York, Phantom of the Opera is taking its final bow after 35 years. Composer Andrew Lloyd Webber's iconic musical is closing Sunday evening. That makes Phantom of the Opera Broadway's longest running production, which includes nearly 14,000 performances. The show returned after being closed during the pandemic, but its running costs approach $1 million a week. That meant it often wouldn't gross enough to offset those costs. And on a much different note, body camera footage shows the aftermath of Jeremy Renner's snowplow accident. Renner's nephew's truck was stuck, and it was the snowcat that helped free it. The nephew in the black camo jacket explains to the deputies on this body camera footage how Renner ended up under the snowcat.
He slipped because these tracks, there's no way to stand on it. There's no way.
He tried to jump on it?
He tried to jump on it into the thing, and it took him under.
Sticking with actors, actor Jamie Foxx is still in a Georgia hospital nearly a week after experiencing what his daughter called a medical complication. That is according to a source with knowledge of the matter. Fox's daughter, Corrine, didn't provide any details about the health emergency in her social media post last week, other than writing that he was, quote, on his way to recovery. Hollywood is facing real-life drama as the movie and television industry is staring at a possible writer's strike. Members of the Writers Guild of America voted overwhelmingly to strike when their contract expires on May 1st. The WGA has more than 11,000 members. The union is seeking more pay and better health and pension benefits. The WGA previously went on strike in 2007. The walkout lasted 100 days and forced most of Hollywood to shut down production.
Behold, the king of the Koopas!
Records for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Less than 2 weeks into its run, it has made $678 million worldwide, easily topping Warcraft and Pokemon Detective Pikachu as the top-grossing video game adaptation ever. It's also the highest-grossing movie this year, both domestically and globally. And of course, that's your look at what's trending. Our team at the desk, have you had the chance to go see the new Mario movie? It looks pretty good to me, and apparently a lot of people have gone to theaters to check it out.
Thanks so much, Micah. I actually haven't seen the new Mario movie. What about you, Carson? Have you seen any movies?
I haven't watched it either. Now, Lily, I'm not sure if you noticed, but wind has picked back up this week.
It really did. I miss the rain that we had back on Easter.
I do too, but guess what? I hear there's more on the way.
Abigail Garcia joins us now to let us know if there's really any more on the way. Abby?
You're right, guys. We have had some good weather and some windy weather here on the South Plains this past week. And I have a surprise for this week, but I will get into that in a second. For today's Friday, April 21st, we are going to be sunny and 74 degrees winds will be light, but the perfect day to get outside. Just to make sure to take your shades because it will be bright. To our weekend forecast, Saturday looks to be a copy and paste except for the fact we will have cloud coverage roll in the evening hours with chances of rain happening later in the night, and my percentage for Sunday is already off as the rain chances has skyrocketed past 50% for Sunday, with the chances of showers being in the morning, and you will see how cool it will be that day. Wear a light jacket, that's for sure. And in our 7-day forecast, we continue to see more chances for rain. That's a blessing, as Monday our chances of rain went up. And the same goes for Tuesday and Wednesday. And realistically, we have a slight chance for rain every day this week. But the closer we get to next weekend, the less of chances we have. But temps will be like a roller coaster for the week, rising and falling. But with rain on the way, I don't think any of us will complain.
I really hope we get some rain. Nothing beats the smell.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks so much for the weather, Abby.
Right. And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we keep it real with Mr. Ward. What does he have for us this week? We'll just have to wait and see.
That's right, because coming up first, we head on over to the sports set as Naomi keeps us connected in the world of sports.
So stay with us. Real to Real episode 31 will be back right after this.
We are committed to do our best in everything we do. And I mean everything.
Are we focused? Are we focused? Are we focused? Someone tell me if I focus. Am I focused? That's not it. Stand by! 3.
Welcome back to Real, only on Lubbock ISD TV. This week on Keeping It Real, we're going to talk about some awesome things.
You know, I gotta say, we like the dedication we have here.
The following was pulled from the LISD TV archives.
It's our job to educate the first-year students on how to be journalists. It's kind of like our training camp.
In 3, 2, 1.
Read those scripts. Read those scripts. I see you back there. Read those scripts. Read those scripts. Get that blood flowing. Think scripts. Think scripts. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Type those stories. Type those stories. Check those sources. Check those sources.
Anything to do our jobs better, we're all for it.
Give me energy. Give me energy.
Yep, we want to see it all again. We good? Okay, maybe a few more. We know it feels good to look back, but now it's time to turn the page and pick up the bats. New year, new game, and for all of our city's greatest talent, they're looking for fame. This is Lubbock ISD TV Sports Network, and we're about to see who's gonna rise to the top.
Going live every week is physically and emotionally exhausting. And the last thing we want is going to talk to the media. But we're professionals, and we're willing to do our job.
You know, Jared takes everyone's lines, every show. And it doesn't matter if it was me or the last guy that did the show, whatever his name was. But it's like that every show with Jared. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's the greatest job in the world. That's what I tell you guys. But when I go home, I just shut down, sit in my chair, and just think. Why didn't I steal all of his lines? Hey Parker, good show today, man.
Yep, it was good.
You got something on your mind? Anything you want to talk about?
Nope, I'm okay. Thanks, man.
All right, man. Well, I'm here if you need me.
Always stealing my lines.
Back to Real to Real with your sports highlight reel. I'm Naomi Spears, a senior from Monterey. They say it's hard to be a person who never gives up. And this season, we had a scene, a tone of a fight in our baseball and softball teams. Big time hit from a big time player in Alexis Lusk. This season, the Monterey Lady Plainsmen have been spectacular, as they won a district title for softball and are primed for a deep playoff run. And so with that, here is our softball update. The Lady Plainsmen will go into a postseason as the 1 seed, while Lubbock High needs to win their final game to have a shot of making the postseason. While Coronado and Estacado will finish up the year on the outside looking in off the playoffs, we want to congratulate them on a great season. And over on the baseball diamond, we are getting into the final weeks of baseball play, and we are starving to see the very best out of our teams. And really, it's been fun to watch. Check out the current standings. The top 4 teams are all within 1 game of each other, as Coronado is tied for 2nd and Monterey is tied for 4th. In the 4A ranks, Estacado is currently tied for a 2nd in district. And honestly, this is so much fun to watch down the stretch. Who will win? We are excited to see. And did you know that West Point is one of the most prestigious service academies? Each year, about 10,000 students start the application process and only a little over 1,000 are admitted. And one of those 1,000 is Coronado's very own Kaya Smith. Kaya has been on an impact play on the varsity for the Mustangs since her freshman year. The Knights are getting one, will also be a valedictorian when she graduates from Coronado.
It's very important. I'm a student before I'm an athlete, and so I know when I handle my stuff in the classroom, I don't have to worry about it when I'm on the court, so I can only focus on what I need to do on the court, so it's very important.
Why was West Point the perfect fit for you?
I really didn't know I wanted to go to West Point until I visited there, and when I visited there, they have these 4 pillars that they really embody, which one of them is leadership and just being confident, and I feel like that embodies me and who I am as a person, so that place really just is important to myself, like how I am as a person.
Keeping it with our girls basketball players signed to major schools, Monterey stands out. Kelly Mora signed her letter of intent to play basketball at Texas Tech. Last season, Mora was walking double-double, specifically with points and rebounds, and we are excited to see her stay local and play for the Lady Raiders. Congrats to both of them. That is so awesome. Now the track and field scene, they say it's not good how good you are, it's how bad you want it. And we are seeing firsthand our track and field athletes want it to win real bad. Take a look at this video posted by Coach Gildrich as Trinity Herrera does a great job on the long jump. Great footage of the Westerner there as he rides for the brand. And did you see this? The class of 2026 for Estacado is super fast. The 2nd, 3rd, and 4th leg of this race, the 4x200 is lightning quick. It was a great effort for the team to win 1st place at district, but the coach, quote, Coach Baylock, keep watching. You will see them in the fall as well. And our highlight reel play of the week comes from the track and field scene, as Demarion Finch, a sophomore from Coronado, ran a new personal record of 11.1 seconds in the 100-meter dash. He said in the tweet, sub 11 coming soon, but man, that is blazing fast. He had a great sophomore year on the football field, and after seeing this, I think we can expect a big junior year. And y'all had a tough start in the block, and he said that in a tweet, but still, the PR, that's impressive.
It really is. Isn't there a regional meet coming up?
Yes, there is, next week at Lowry Field. That should be a lot of fun.
That's awesome to hear. Thanks, Naomi.
You bet.
And still to come on this edition of Real to Real, we wrap up the show with Mr. Ward as he keeps it real.
We had some students take a big test this week, including myself.
Right, and I'm excited to hear that as we continue on, right here on Lubbock ISD TV.
We all have those important things we simply cannot forget. Unless you're Nevaeh.
Oh shoot, Nevaeh, wait, dude, wait. You almost forgot your phone. Oh shoot, thank you. Yeah. Bye. Later.
Nevaeh, your binder.
Come on, your bag.
Hey man, thanks for letting me borrow your tie for the show.
No problem. Ooh, it's soaked.
Yeah, it was a struggle out there, Danae. I mispronounced so many names. And next up, we have, Abigail? Oh my gosh. Hey, do you have any extra dress shirts I can use for next show? This shirt's a little too wet. I don't know.
No.
Let's get rolling, Caesar. C3, you can't keep up? Okay, C3, I promise that was the last time.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Let's get on the road and tell some stories.
Catch all the on-the-road stories running every day on Lubbock ISD TV.
Welcome back to Reel to Reel, only on Lubbock ISD TV. Bill Gates once said drones overall will be more impactful than I think people will realize, in positive ways that will help society. And over the past few weeks, we've had multiple students become certified drone pilots. And I'll be the first to admit this, the drone test is extremely hard. Our students had to go through a rigorous drone curriculum that lasted about a month to get to this point of being able to test. And after speaking with the people who give the drone test, they say this drone test is actually harder than the actual pilot test to be able to fly planes. And we got our students passing this. Yeah, that's big time. In fact, there are less than 250,000 drone pilots in the nation. And it's a big industry that is on the up and up, especially as technology advances. What I'm saying is, I'm proud of our students, rather, your students, because getting drone certified is a grind, but will pay off because once you get drone in the sky and you look up, there are no limits on how much money you can make with it. And that's me, Mr. Ward, keeping it real, only on Reel to Reel. I'll send it back to our team at the desk.
Thanks so much, Mr. Ward. And guys, that's going to wrap it for today's show.
Yes, it is. So on behalf of the entire production crew, we want to thank you for tuning into the latest edition of Reel to Reel.
Episode 31 was a lot of fun. And to the morning class, we'll be back next week for episode 32.
That will be fun, but until then, stay happy and healthy.
As well as creative and confident.
Executive producer Cesar Montez. Technical director Xavier Guzman. Audio engineer Hunter McKenzie. Pro presenter Caleb Galbraith. Floor director Emma Feist. Camera 2 Bella Christodoulou. On jib Nathaniel Steele. Teleprompter Sienna Villa. And at the desk Lily Tony and Carson Ward. Weather with Abigail Garcia. Sports with Naomi Spears. Trending Now with Micah Pappas. And of course, your voice of Reel to Reel, Gary Regner, produced by Devin Ward.
This has been a production of the students and staff at Lubbock ISD TV.
Everyone has old clothes. And most of the time, people find themselves taking the easiest route and just throwing those clothes away. But what people fail to realize is the value in giving old clothes a new life.
If you have anything that you're not using or thinking of throwing away, look into thrift stores, see if they could take it, and maybe there's someone else that might want something that you own as well.
Definitely now thrifting is more popular because, like, you know, the 2000 trends are coming back and all of that. And so it kind of mixes in what was to like what is now, and it's just kind of cool to see everyone put all that stuff together.
Big or small, any donation helps. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Donating clothes not only keeps our planet cleaner, but it also allows people accessibility to quality clothing at more affordable prices.
Coming into like a local thrift store, you might have a chance on finding the right size for you, and you could also save a lot of money.
They are also giving back to the community, and they're helping people like disabled people and people who don't often get good jobs get jobs.
The American Council of the Blind and many others' efforts in giving clothing a new life is what's helping not just our community, but also our planet, one bag at a time.
So I probably won't be back for a while.
For Lubbock ISD TV, I'm Emma Feist. In AV, by the time our students make it to the second year class, they're pretty well versed in the basics of our studio. But there's one thing that continues to stump them.
Guys, I don't know how to key in the green screen.
You have to call in reinforcements. Hit key 2. Make sure it's on chroma key. Select your camera. Finally, make sure you have ProPresenter underneath so your graphics are keyed.
It's It's a good thing we always have our teachers here to help us.